Hi everyone, Cyclone here with a Happy New Year video. Uh, Happy 2020 everybody. It's a couple hours away for me. Some of you, maybe if you're not in the United States, maybe you're already experiencing the closing hours of the year or are even in the new year. I am yet to arrive to that point, but just to get started with the festivities tonight, I'm going to be drinking a beer. And I'm down here in Florida, in Miami, and I'm near this really great brewery that collabs with Trillium all the time. In fact, they're actually selling some Trillium beer right now, and this is it. This is called the Epirus Bow. This is a coffee hazelnut stout aged in maple syrup and bourbon barrels. Um, it's a 12 percenter. Um, I don't know if it's bourbon barrel aged actually. I would have to go review that. It could just be maple syrup, hazelnuts, and coffee. But guys, it's a 12 percenter. No date, no vintage. A little bit annoyed about this because it has coffee. I would want to have a date on it. So, Jay Wakefield, I love you guys, but like, please put a date on here. I picked it up yesterday at the brewery, so I am assuming this is within a 2-month period of age. I don't think a beer like this would sit on the shelf for too long. It was a $25 bottle, so we're dealing with some maple syrup, hazelnuts, and coffee. So this is a pretty. It's sounding like their version of a CBS, and here's what I'm hoping, that we get something that's even better than a CBS. Maybe something a little bit thicker on the mouthfeel, a little bit richer. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a start to my festivities. I am looking forward to trying this. Let's see how it does it though. Ready? And I can't cello this because I'm going to be traveling, and I can't really send it because I'll be traveling via plane. Can't really send this on through security, and I certainly don't want to check it. There are several problems with that too. So we're going to drink it. Let's do it. All right, it's open. Hiss was moderate. Oh my God. You ever smell one of those hazelnut chocolate truffles? Oh my God. Motor oil. It's going to produce a little bit of carbonation. What are we dealing with here? Oh shit. Oh shit, I just had a drop of it. Oh. It tastes like a chocolate truffle. Oh shit. Not even a finger of head, guys. It's pitch black. What else did you expect? I expected what I'm seeing. A little bit of carbonation. Lots of different size bubbles. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a nose. My God, the hazelnut just jumps right out of the damn thing. There's some coffee and the sweetness. The vanilla. The maple. It's off the charts. It smells like a goddamn hazelnut chocolate truffle. Maybe with some maple syrup on it. Oh my gosh. That smells fantastic. Boy, it even has some of that like nutty coffee nose. Like sometimes I get a toasted almond in my coffee, and oh damn, does that have it? Yep. Maybe the slightest bit of boozy heat, but we're talking like not even that big of a deal. Oh, I gotta dive in, guys. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's start the new year off right. Cheers. That is absolutely delicious. Oh, is that good? Oh, is that pleasant? There's a little pizzazz in the carbonation, just a little pop, but the syrup underneath it. Oh yeah, man. Wow. I do taste the coffee. It is holding up this extreme vanilla and chocolate syrup. It is almost reminding me of a Bourbon County. We're in that kind of ballpark here. It's only 12%. It's still big. But that syrup vibe, man. It's motor oil. It's syrup. I think I like this beer. Yes, I do. Oh, man. Now, I'm having this again at room temperature, which is where you want stouts to be. I'm gonna say this. There is a little bit of heat, a little bit of booze. I'm thinking this was barrel aged. I'd actually be completely blown away if this wasn't. So I'm assuming it's bourbon barrel aged, but I don't know, and I'll have to look this up because Beer Advocate had nothing on it. Maybe Untapped will have something. I need to find out more info about this beer. Right now, it's motor oil in a glass. It's chocolate and vanilla syrup. It's hazelnuts. It's coffee. And I would say the maple syrup is here too. It may be a little bit overshadowed by these richer dessert flavors, though. That's what I'm trying to look for. I think it's like sweetening the chocolate note. That's what it's doing. It's in there. But because this beer has other flavors going on, it kind of is enhancing what's there instead of standing out as pure maple syrup. This is a big boy. This is a big boy. Not for the inexperienced craft beer fan. You need to have had several imperial stouts before you have this one. But my recommendation: don't jump into this if you're new. Don't jump into this if you're not experienced with these thicker motor oil like beers. You really need to get into that game. And it's been a while since I've actually enjoyed this style of beer. I've actually been cutting back on my beer intake. I've actually been having a harder time finishing these heavier beers, and they're just very bad for you. So there's two issues. I'm going to be quite frank with you guys. Craft beers are very unhealthy. I mean, they're going to add the pounds quick. One of these is a meal. And I'm having it because it's New Year's, and I don't give a shit. But in general, when I'm at home and regular life is upon me, having one of these bottles is just out of the question. I definitely want to try and share one of these with somebody else. It's a 750 milliliter. But yeah, I'm digging this. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Big time. Big time dessert notes. Coffee's in there. The syrup is aiding, I think like it's adding a sweetness to the chocolate. And I'm getting that sweeter chocolate note. So milk chocolate, some of that truffly chocolate. I'm getting all of it. Guys, this needs to warm. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. It is warm. I need to think about it, and I need to research it, and I'll be right back. Guys, I'm back here with the Epirus Bow by J. Wakefield's Brewery in Miami, Florida. This is an awesome beer. It's a great beer. I did some research. This is a new beer. I'm on Untapped, and for me, I can see that all of the reviews are from December. So they just released this bottle like this week, probably. So I'm probably one of the lucky few that got their hands on this. I gotta say, it's impressive. It's a 12%er with a huge featuring of that hazelnut flavor. I love the fact that hazelnut stands out so much. You don't get that often in beer where the nut flavor comes out. Like, you know, you have your peanut beers, and yeah, you can sometimes get a great peanut beer, but a lot of the time it's lackluster. And same thing here. I can taste the hazelnuts all across this thing. Like, bam! Chocolate-covered hazelnuts just jump out of this beer. You know? The maple syrup is in there, but because the hazelnut is so rich and the coffee's there, the maple is like adding another element of sweetness. But I can't just call it pure maple syrup because the beer is is really featuring that hazelnut. Um, it's chocolatey, it's motor oil, it's pastry stout. Here's the thing that I researched on Untapped. Um, it's a collab beer with Mortalis Brewing in New York, so I'm adding Mortalis to my list of ones to look out for. But that's besides the point. It's getting a 4.3 on Untapped. That's a good score. Not the best, but it's a good score. This is a Russian Imperial Breakfast Stout. Think about that for 1 second. A Russian Imperial Breakfast Stout. The two don't really seem to mesh, and yet they made it mesh here. The thing that's a little bit off about it to me, this is why I was getting confused, the aftertaste. There's this bittering effect. I'm like, why is it bitter? This is a pastry stout. And then I'm getting this like slight piney black licorice taste in the back of my, I'm like, where is that coming from? It's a Russian Imperial of 40 IBU. That's where it's coming from. So you get this very little hint of bitterness on the back. It's not unpleasant. It's just there. You do taste it, but it's thematic with the coffee, if anything. That's a good beer. That's a good beer. Very good. The chocolate, vanilla, hazelnut, and maple, and even some of the coffee, it jumps out in your mouth. Boom! There's a big blast of flavor, and then it goes back, and you get a little bit of the chocolate on the end, a little bit of the hazelnut on the end, and then a little bit of this bittering effect on the end. That's the Russian Imperial. So now I understand what that was. When I was first drinking it, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's the Russian Imperial profile. So I get it. I'm going to give this a 98. Not too bad, huh? 98. The reason I'm not giving it more is two reasons. Nothing to do with the flavor. I think this is probably a 10 beer in here. I'm pretty convinced about that. And it's not even barrel aged, apparently. This is just a breakfast Russian stout. It's not barrel aged. It tastes like a barrel aged beer. I'm shocked that it's not barrel aged. I can't believe that it's not barrel aged. It has that motor oil profile that really speaks to me like it is barrel aged. They've really, stouts have come such a long way, man. Oh man, that's good. Yeah. So, 98. There's no date on this bottle, and that's a no-no with coffee stouts, and all beers in general, but especially we're talking about a beer with coffee, I'm taking a point off. And I do that with all of the beers that I review. I actually did that for Night and Day, which is Trillium's rough equivalent to this 12% coffee stout. And the other thing, while we're on that subject, is the price. This is a $25 bottle. I'm not opposed to paying $25 for a really good beer. I've done that. The only issue is I've had comparable beers to this that were $17, $18 in Massachusetts. So I'm wondering where that extra money comes in. I assume the maple syrup and the hazelnuts added a lot of cost to this. And perhaps the deal with whoever's providing the coffee. Or it could be the fact that because it's a collab beer with Mortalis, they have to up the price a little bit. Again, this is not barrel aged. So I'm thinking that's the problem. It is a collab beer with Mortalis, and some of the ingredients were agreed to, and then they added cost, but it's not cost that was due to them aging it in barrels for a year. So I'm inclined to take a point off there. This could have been a $22 bottle. You know? And I'm talking about a couple dollars, but it matters when you're reviewing a product for people. I'm telling you exactly what my thoughts are. You are going to the dollar, you're going to the store with a set amount of money, you want to spend that money exactly to the dollar. This is going to be a couple dollars over what I was expecting. There you go. There it is, 98. It's an A+. It's a great beer. Go get your hands on it. 4.3 on Untapped is good. A lot of people who drink these stouts don't love them. They like them, but they're probably too big. This this style is for a certain fat person. These are very thick, flavorful beers. They are not shy. They hit your palate with all of these flavors, and it's heavy, and it's rich, it's decadent, and that's exactly what this is. Awesome. Awesome beer to end the year with, guys. And with that, happy 2020. Cyclone signing out.